Do you feel it? That's all this person wants to know. If, when night falls, you also swallow hard, if in the middle of the day something catches in your throat and you can't even explain what it is, they don't want you to say you love them or that you'll come back. They just need to see if you also feel that tightness that no one else can see. Do you feel it? Because they do. And they feel it all the time, even when they pretend not to. They carry the name you shared right in their chest, and they try to live. But living with this knot is different from living free. And you know that. If you've been through this, comment, "I needed to hear this." There are days when they wake up hoping you think of them, without sending a text, without saying anything, just waiting for something in you to still respond, even if in silence. They wonder, does he also hold his phone and freeze? Does he also feel that weight in the back of his throat when he hears something that reminds him of us? Does he still notice? Because all they want right now is to realize they're not alone in this. They don't want proof or promises. They just want to see if the connection still exists, if there's still anything inside you that feels tight. They feel that knot, but don't want to talk about it. They're afraid of seeming weak, or that you might not feel anything. So they wait, in silence, hoping that at some point during the day, you also pause, you also think, you also feel. This message is just for that, to get you to face what you feel, without denial, without rationalizing, without making excuses, because they don't want you to just say you've forgotten. They want to know if it hurts. They want to know if even in silence you still feel. Do you feel it? Or are you just trying to pretend it's all in the past? Does this make sense to you so far? Write yes down below. Are you there, really? Because there's someone who still feels, and feels as if they're listening to you right now. It's not a common longing. It's not that kind of memory that fades. It's something else. It's a knot in the middle of the throat that catches your breath at the most unexpected moment. It appears in the middle of a sentence or in a silence, and it doesn't give you a heads up when it comes. Do you feel it? Because this person does, and there's nowhere left to escape. She tries to seem whole. She tries to show that she has moved on. But there's a pause, a kind of delay in her gaze that only those who still wait can understand. She lives with the feeling that something was ripped away from deep inside her. But no one saw, no one noticed, no one asked. Only you. But you've stopped asking. And now she just asks herself, does he feel the same knot in his throat? It's not drama. It's not attachment. It's not neediness. It's a specific absence. A kind of presence that lingers, even after all the goodbyes. Did you notice? This person wakes up in the middle of the night, for no reason, with only a heavy chest, short breaths, an uneasy mind. And then you appear. It's not a dream. It's not a delusion. It's a vivid memory she feels. She feels when someone talks about love and her name feels empty. She feels when she laughs and realizes she's laughing alone. She feels when she sees something silly and wants to tell you. But she remembers that you're no longer there. Or are you? Because the feeling is that, even from a distance, you still show up. You still pulse, you still interrupt thoughts, you still provoke sensations that should no longer exist. And even if you deny it, even if you try to move on, even if you tell yourself that it's over, answer me, honestly now. Do you feel? You don't have to say anything. Just feel, and acknowledge it. She lives waiting for a sign, but she won't ask. She doesn't want to beg for presence. She just wants to feel that she's not alone in this emotion. That's why she observes. Every detail, every movement, every random phrase you post, every silence you leave behind. She tries to understand what still exists between you, even if it's invisible. And you try to hide it. But when you're alone, when the world shuts down, you remember, and the knot returns. It's the same as her, the same weight in the chest, the same air that doesn't come in, the same burden between wanting and being unable to, between feeling and denying. You feel it. Even if you say you don't, even if you try to live a different story, even if you look at someone else and want to believe that it's enough, it's not. You know it's not, because only one name comes back to your mind when everything goes silent. And that name didn't just come up by chance. It was part of you, and it still is. That person doesn't want proof. She wants presence. She wants to know if, even without touching, you are still connected inside. If there's still something pulsing, even without sound, even without images, even without confirmation. And that's what disorients you, because you feel it. But you don't want to admit it, you feel it. But you don't know what to do with it. And while you stay silent, she collapses into silence, every day, within herself, without an audience, without a script, without subtitles, just with that knot, stuck there, where no one sees, but where it all hurts. Have you noticed there are pains that don't show in the eyes, but that live in the body like scars without cuts? She carries that, and all she wants to know is, do you feel it too? Do you also want to turn back just for a second in time, just to say something you didn't say, just to look one more time the way you used to? Do you also miss being seen by someone who recognized you, even in what you tried to hide? Do you also feel this emptiness in your chest, even surrounded by people? Do you also feel that tightness when you remember how you used to laugh together, the way you understood each other effortlessly, the silences that were enough? Do you feel it too, or have you completely turned off? Because she's still trying to understand why you left so easily, while she can't move past what you both were. It's not attachment, it's living memory. It's a connection that hasn't unraveled, and she feels it, all the time, even in what no longer has color. If this text is stirring something in you, write in the comments, I needed to hear this, because she needed it too. She needed someone to tell her that it wasn't crazy to still feel, that it wasn't an exaggeration, that it wasn't a weakness. She needed you to say it, but you didn't, and now she just watches, waiting for the day you'll feel it too. Feel it for real, not just remember, not just think, not just say, it was good, but feel. Feel the impact of what you both were, and the pain of what you couldn't become. Do you feel it, or have you already decided to bury it all? She hasn't. She still carries it, not because she wants to, but because she doesn't know how to stop feeling. The knot, that knot, it doesn't go away, it just changes places. And now it's right here, in her throat, and maybe, also, in yours. Do you feel this? Or are you going to pretend once more that it doesn't involve you? You tried to move on, didn't you? Did the right thing. Told yourself it was time. Shut the doors from the outside, but left them all open on the inside. Thought time would take care of it. But time doesn't erase what the whole body still remembers. She tried too, and she still tries. Every day. She tries not to look at what you post. She tries to laugh with others as if nothing is missing. She tries to accept that it was just a phase, a story, one of those things life takes from us without explanation. But it wasn't just that, and she knows it. You know it, even if you say otherwise. Have you noticed how some absences remain far too present? Some people leave, but they don't leave your skin. Some vanish, but they linger in your eyes, in your gestures, in your sense, in the most mundane details of the day. She feels that, and every time she tries to silence it, her body responds. The knot returns, as if her chest wants to scream what her mouth refuses to say. Do you feel it too? Because there are days when she swears she feels you nearby, even when you're distant, even if you haven't spoken in weeks, months, or longer. She feels it when her soul gets restless for no reason, when a word another person says seems to echo your voice, when an old song plays and her heart freezes just for a second. It's you, even if you don't want to, even if you say it's not like that anymore, and that's why she keeps trying to perceive some trace of you in the world. She searches, in random moments, in someone's gesture on the street, in a familiar perfume, in a tone of voice, in a sigh. She just wants to sense if something still resonates between the two of them, or if everything has died within her alone. Have you ever lived something similar? Tell me in the comments, because this kind of knot doesn't untangle itself. It keeps tightening more and more. Every time a part of you tries to be denied. That's what's happening now. You feel the discomfort. The mind says it's over, but the body is still trapped. Trapped in what you both were. Trapped in what you couldn't live. Trapped in the questions that never had answers. Do you also feel the urge to go back? Just to look calmly, to apologize, or to say, I still feel. You don't need to respond. Just feel. Because perhaps this is the true silence between you now. A silence filled with truths that no one had the courage to voice. But she notices, even without words. She noticed when you pulled away without explanation. She realized something was stuck inside you that you never knew how to handle. She noticed when you started to flee from her, not because you stopped feeling, but because you felt too much, and that scared you. You didn't know what to do with all of that, with the depth, with the surrender, with the way she saw you. without filters, without armor, without needing you to be more than you already were. She just wanted you, truly, and that scared you. Now, she tries not to blame herself. She tries to understand that maybe you just weren't ready. But still, it hurts. It hurts because she still wonders if you feel. It hurts. If the knot she carries in her chest also lives in you, or if you really manage to erase everything. Erase her. You didn't erase her. If you had erased her, you wouldn't still be reading this. You wouldn't be fixated on words that cut through. You are feeling something. You're trying to hold on as always, but inside you're breaking in silence. She is too. This is where you both still meet. In the silence. In the absence that screams. In the knot that binds. In the feeling that hasn't finished being born, but has never truly died. If this resonates with you, drop a heart down below. Let her know that you still feel it. Because sometimes all someone needs is a sign, a small one, a simple one, a sincere one. She doesn't want declarations. She doesn't want promises. She just wants to know if the connection still exists, even if it's just through skin, through the heart, through a memory that won't fade. Do you feel it? Do you feel that knot too? Have you ever wished to go back just to keep her from leaving? She has, and still does, but she stopped trying. She stopped because she got tired of waiting for something you never had the courage to say. She stopped because she realized she was being loyal to something that only existed within her. Or did it exist in you as well? Will you keep running from this? Or will you for the first time face what you truly feel? You still feel her, don't lie to yourself. When someone looks at you the way she used to, you miss it. When someone talks about the future and you think of her, it's because there's still something there. You notice. Even if you try to ignore it, you know it's there. That knot, that living memory, that connection that time won't erase, you still feel it, and she still hopes to perceive it. Even if she never says it, even if you never speak again, even if everything stays exactly the way it is, she just wants to know, do you feel the same knot in your throat? Or is she the only one living with this tightness that no one else sees? You haven't told anyone, but there have been nights when you thought about sending a message. You wrote it, erased it, stared at the screen as if it would respond to your thoughts. It didn't respond, nor did you send it. And so there's this emptiness, this interval where everything could have happened, but didn't. She went through this too, many times, in silence. She tried to forget you, tried to replace you, tried to convince herself that you didn't feel the same, but the knot never loosened. Not for her, not for you. Life went on, but something stopped in time, what you were, or better yet, what you almost were. And what hurts the most, it's this, the awareness that everything could have gone right, except for the courage. Your courage, her courage, both of your courage. You had everything, except the right timing. And now time passes, and all she wants is to feel that there is still something on the other side. She tries not to show it. Sometimes she acts coldly, or with indifference. But inside, she still hears your name without listening. She still looks for you in the crowd, even knowing you're not there. She still carries a piece of you within her. And you go about as if nothing ever happened. But you know, and you know it did. You know it still is. Even if you don't have the courage to say it. Why is it so hard to admit what you feel? Why do you hide from it? Is it fear? Is it pride? Or is it just easier to pretend it's over? She doesn't need your explanation, she just wanted a sign. Something that would make her realize that somewhere inside you there's still an echo, even if faint, even if distant, even if voiceless. Do you notice how much she still feels? Do you see how much she tried to forget someone who just wanted to be remembered in a real way? Because love doesn't vanish, it just changes places. And right now, it's stuck, trapped in the middle of the throat, unable to come out, unable to go back. The knot is in both of you, even if only one has the courage to feel. Do you really want to live carrying this absence as if it never existed? Do you really want to move on as if she left no mark? Do you really want to pretend that what you both lived wasn't deep enough to bring you back? Because the truth is that you do come back, even without going back. Return in thought, return in memory. Return to that place where she was still the only one who looked at you without demanding anything, just for seeing you. And now, will you keep running away from yourself? Or will you finally accept that you feel, accept that it still hurts, that it still beats, that it still paralyzes you inside? She doesn't need a text, she doesn't need flowers, She doesn't need long answers. She just wants to notice one thing. If you feel yes or no, not in words, but in the gesture, in the surrender, in the gaze that returns, in the silence that confesses, do you feel? Because if you feel, you can still do something, not for her, for you. To not live with this sensation that you lost something that deep down could still exist. It's not about going back in time. It's about not letting die what is still alive. Do you feel? If you feel, why haven't you gone yet? Why haven't you had the courage to say? Why do you keep pretending to be strong when all you have inside is an emptiness that isn't filled by anyone else? If you still feel that knot, maybe there's still time. Maybe you can still say. Maybe you can still free what has been suffocated for so long. But first, you need to feel, and accept that you feel, that's all. She is waiting, not for a return, but for a truth. She just wants to know if on the other side, there's someone who still feels the same tightness. Do you feel? Or have you become so good at hiding that you started to believe the lie you told yourself? Does this make sense to you so far? Write yes in the comments. If you've come this far, it's because there's still something pulling you, something that hasn't remained silent, something that screams without sound. If this touched you, comment on how you felt, subscribe and share with those who need to hear it.